Vladimir Putin is meeting with Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan in Kazakhstan. Ankara was likely to put forward proposals for peace to bring the war in Ukraine to an end. This after helping broker a grain export agreement between Moscow and Kiev earlier this year. Earlier today, Putin told Erdogan that Turkey was the most reliable route to send gas to the European Union. Now, for more on all of this, we can go across to France 24's Daniel Hawkins standing by in Moscow. Daniel, what more details do we have coming out?
Well, a lot of focus, so far at least, on this meeting on cooperation between Russia and Turkey. You mentioned one there, the gas route. Putin saying Turkey's been a very reliable partner, and he hopes that perhaps a new gas hub can be opened in Turkey. That echoes Putin's statements yesterday in Moscow's Russian Energy Week. He also said cooperation would continue in the field of nuclear energy, and that negotiations are continuing at the highest level, which are productive, as well as obviously discussing the grain and fertilizer deal. Now, we have to look at these talks in the context of the relationship between Turkey, NATO, Russia, the EU and Ukraine. Turkey's really been sitting on two chairs for the last 6 months, first and foremost as a NATO member, as a potential future candidate to the EU as well, though the EU Commission just days ago issued a very critical report saying Turkey's membership to the EU was effectively at a standstill. Erdogan feels if he can help broker a deal, that could perhaps win him some points and increase his chances there of getting that membership. Now, Turkey is, of course, in some ways supporting Ukraine. It's selling drones to Ukraine. It's selling them. It's helping them build corvettes. One was launched just earlier this month. It's also brokered that grain deal, which has ensured grain shipments are reaching countries coming out of Ukraine. It was, of course, also in Istanbul back in March, the end of March, that some sort of agreement was allegedly come to, which was later abandoned by Russia and Ukraine. Having said that, Erdogan is very keen on maintaining his relationship with Russia. They've endured conflicts where they've been on very different sides, from Libya to Syria, and they've managed to maintain that relationship despite some sort of blips along the way, really. Now, discussing these peace talks, which we've heard so much about, Kremlin aide Yuri Ushakov said yesterday that this would be an issue that Erdogan would touch upon. The proposal is certainly interesting. An interesting discussion awaits the leaders. Zelensky, of course, has issued very strong statements saying there's going to be no negotiations directly between him and Russia while Putin is president. And Yuri Ushakov said to that very coyly, never say never. This comes on the back of comments by other leaders, President Macron of France, for instance, saying that peace talks at some point will be necessary. Ukraine must decide how and when they'll happen, but they will have to happen. That was also echoed by John Kirby of the White House on Sunday, saying the US is also open to talks. It's Russia that's been refusing them. Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister, yesterday refuted that, saying Russia's always open to peace talks, be that between Putin and Joe Biden at the G20 meeting, be that between Ukraine and Russia with Turkey as a mediator. But certainly, for now, very little has come out of this meeting, publicly at least, regarding these peace talk proposals, which were made so much of in the media. We'll have to see in the coming hours if any new information does come out. But certainly those talks were a priority, and no doubt they were discussed at the highest levels in that Astana summit.
An important first step. Daniel, thank you very much for that. Daniel Hawkins reporting there for us from Moscow.